Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and surprising values that could be sitting right in your change jar. Rarest coins. Today we're focusing on a coin that many people overlook, but it might just be one of the most valuable nickels ever discovered. That's right, we're talking about the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that usually gets tossed into change without a second thought. But one rare version of it has reportedly been valued at an unbelievable $1.6 million. Now, before you rush to check your pockets, let's break it all down. In this video, we're going to explore the history of the Jefferson nickel, what makes the 1985 P edition stand out, how much these coins are typically worth, and why one special version has captured the attention of collectors across the country with its jaw-dropping price tag. Let's start with the history. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938 and replaced the Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the original coin design features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. This design remained largely unchanged for decades and was a staple in American coinage well into the early 2000s. Now, let's jump ahead to the year 1985. The 1985 P. Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is indicated by the letter P just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. That year, the Philadelphia Mint produced well over 700 million of these coins. So by the numbers alone, it was not a rare year for minting. In fact, this coin is still extremely common in circulation today. How can a coin with such a high mintage possibly be worth millions? Well, in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about how many were made. It's about how they were made, the condition they're in, and the rare errors or varieties that sometimes slip through the minting process. And in the case of the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel, that's exactly what makes one specific coin so incredibly valuable. Now let's talk about the average value first. If you have a circulated 1985 P. Jefferson nickel, meaning one that's been used in daily transactions and has some wear, then it's probably only worth its face value of 5 cents. However, coins that have been kept in uncirculated condition, meaning they were never used and remain in mint state, can be worth more. Coins graded MS-66 or MS-67 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can sell for anywhere from $50 to a few $100s, depending on demand. Now here's where it gets exciting. There is a version of the 1985 P. Jefferson nickel that has reportedly been valued at over $1.6 million. While this coin hasn't been widely displayed to the public, collectors believe it's a combination of three things: an extremely rare mint error, a perfect or near-perfect grade, and the presence of full steps on Monticello, a detail that dramatically boosts the value of any Jefferson nickel. What are full steps? If you turn a Jefferson nickel over and look at Monticello, you'll see steps leading up to the entrance. On most coins, those steps appear weak, flat, or partially worn due to the striking process. But on rare coins with a very strong and precise strike, all 5 or 6 steps appear clearly and without any breaks. These are known as full steps nickels, and they're highly sought after. Now, combine full steps with a flawless mint state 70 grade, which is the highest possible grade a coin can receive, and you already have a highly valuable piece. But what pushed this particular 1985 P nickel into the $1 million range is the possibility of a rare minting error. Some reports suggest that this coin may have been struck on the wrong planchet, meaning it could have been made using a metal blank intended for a different coin, like a dime or a foreign denomination. Others believe it was a double denomination error, possibly struck over a previously minted coin, or that it shows extreme doubling in the lettering and numbers. When these kinds of rare mint errors combine with top-grade quality and full steps, collectors go wild, and prices can skyrocket. What should you be looking for? First, check the mint mark. Make sure your coin is from 1985 and has the letter P next to the date. Next, examine the condition of the coin. If it has a shiny, uncirculated look with no scratches or signs of wear, it might be worth a closer inspection. Then flip the coin over and look at Monticello. Count the steps. If you can clearly see 5 or 6 full steps with no breaks or worn-down areas, you might have a full steps coin, which instantly increases the value. Also, pay close attention to the details. Look for doubling on the date, letters, or Jefferson's face. Check for off-center strikes, odd colors, or anything that looks unusual. Even the tiniest minting mistake could be the key to a coin worth thousands, or even more. And most importantly, if you think you found something special, don't guess. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can authenticate and grade your coin, and if it turns out to be rare or unique, you could have a major payday on your hands. Now, let's be clear. Most 1985 P. Jefferson nickels are not worth millions. But coin collecting is about finding that one piece, that one hidden treasure that no one else noticed. That's what makes this hobby exciting. And stories like the $1.6 million Jefferson nickel remind us that valuable coins can come from the most unexpected places. The next time you're going through your change, don't ignore the nickels. That plain little coin might just be something extraordinary. It might be worth 5 cents, or it might be your ticket to $1 million discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another coin story. Drop a comment below and let us know if you found any rare Jefferson nickels or coins with interesting errors. We might even feature your story in a future video. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and always check your change. You never know what treasure you might be holding. Let me know if you'd like this tailored into a short script for TikTok, a blog article, or formatted for podcast narration. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. Today, we are unlocking the secrets of one of the most common coins in American pockets and purses, the Jefferson nickel. But this time, we're talking about a very specific year, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. And believe it or not, while most of these coins are only worth 5 cents, there is one incredibly rare 1964 Jefferson nickel that has reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.8 million. And it was a nickel. In this video, we are going to explore the full story behind this coin. We will look at the history of the Jefferson nickel series, the special significance of the year 1964, what makes some of these coins worth serious money, and how you might just have one of these hidden gems sitting in a jar at home or lost in a drawer. Let's start with the background. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag and features the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The design stayed virtually the same for decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Now, fast forward to 1964. This was a unique and transitional year for U.S. coinage. The country was facing a severe coin shortage, especially of silver coins. In response, the U.S. Mint dramatically increased the production of coins across all denominations, especially nickels. That year, over 1.5 billion Jefferson nickels were struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That's more than any other year in the series. Because of this high mintage, most 1964 Jefferson nickels are incredibly common and still found in circulation today. So it might seem strange to even consider one being valuable. But the truth is, even in a sea of common coins, rare varieties and errors can sneak through. And that's exactly what makes collecting coins so exciting. Let's get into the details. There are two primary mint marks for the 1964 Jefferson nickel. No mint mark for coins struck in Philadelphia, and the letter D for coins struck in Denver. Now here's the thing. Starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint made the decision to freeze the dates on nickels and dimes to 1964, continuing to mint coins with that date for 2 more years without changing the year. This created a flood of coins dated 1964, but also introduced the possibility of inconsistencies and mint errors. One of the most valuable aspects of a 1964 Jefferson nickel comes from its condition. Most circulated examples are scratched and worn, but uncirculated specimens in mint state 67 or higher can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they show sharp details and no signs of wear. However, the million-dollar question is, what about the 1964 Jefferson nickel that sold for $1.8 million? What made that particular coin so special? It is believed that the rare coin in question is a spectacular full steps variety with an extremely rare and possibly unique error. For those unfamiliar, the term full steps refers to the steps at the base of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. On most nickels, these steps appear worn or faint due to weak striking, especially in earlier years like 1964. A coin that shows 5 or 6 full, clear, and uninterrupted steps is much rarer and considered highly desirable by collectors. Combine full steps with a flawless mint state grade, possibly a perfect MS-70, and you already have a rare coin. But in the case of this million-dollar nickel, it is also believed to be a special mint strike or even a prototype, possibly struck in error on a silver planchet, which is extremely rare for a nickel. There is also speculation that this coin came from a special die or was struck under special conditions, creating a one-of-a-kind piece. When these features align, a perfect strike, a unique error, a full steps designation, and pristine condition, the result is a coin so rare that collectors will pay nearly any price to own it. And that's what happened. The coin reportedly changed hands through a private collector deal or a high-profile auction, ultimately fetching a sale price of $1.8 million. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. How can you tell if your 1964 nickel is one of the rare ones? Start by checking the condition. The fewer the scratches, the more luster it has, the sharper the design, especially around Jefferson's face and Monticello, the better your chances. Next, look closely at the steps on Monticello. If you can see 5 or 6 full steps, your coin already has added value. A certified full steps example in high mint state condition can sell for well over $1,000 even without errors. Then, check for errors. Look for anything unusual, doubling in the letters or numbers, missing details, off-center strikes, or an unusual color or weight, which could suggest it was struck on the wrong planchet. If something looks off, it's worth having the coin professionally graded and authenticated. Finally, consider getting your coin evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies have the experience and equipment to assess your coin's grade, confirm any errors, and assign it a value. Without certification, a buyer can't be sure what you have. With certification, your coin becomes part of a recognized standard, and its value can skyrocket. In conclusion, the 1964 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of how an everyday coin can hide extraordinary secrets. While most are worth only 5 cents, a rare few are worth thousands, and in one incredible case, nearly $2 million. The key is knowledge, attention to detail, and a little bit of luck. The next time you get change at the store or open up an old coin jar, don't ignore the nickels. That worn-out piece of metal might just be the hidden gem that changes your life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest coin discoveries. Drop a comment below if you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel and want help identifying it, or let us know what rare coins you've found. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, your next million-dollar find might be sitting in the palm of your hand. Let me know if you want this formatted for a voiceover, podcast, or split into short clips for TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or just someone who's curious about what might be hiding in your spare change, then you're in the right place. Because today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising stories in the world of modern coins. We're talking about the 1980 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin that looks like it's worth just 5 cents, but in one incredibly rare case, it has reportedly been valued at a staggering $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.5 million. For a nickel. How is that even possible? What makes the 1980 D. Jefferson nickel so special? What should you be looking for in your own pocket change? And could you be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Stay tuned, because we're about to break down the history, the minting facts, the known errors, and the mystery behind the million-dollar 1980 D. Jefferson nickel. Let's start with a little history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design was created by artist Felix Schlag and features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, with his Virginia estate Monticello on the back. This design stayed mostly the same for nearly 65 years, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The 1980 D. Jefferson nickel was minted in Denver, and the D Mint mark right next to the date stands for the Denver Mint. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 594 million nickels. That's right, nearly 600 million of these coins were struck and released into circulation. With such a high mintage, You might think that none of these coins could be particularly valuable. But as always, it's not just about how many were made. It's about condition, rarity, and the possibility of minting errors. Let's talk about the basics first. If you have a standard 1980 D Jefferson nickel that's been circulated and has some wear and tear, it's probably only worth face value. Maybe a little more if it's in good shape. However, collectors do pay attention to nickels from the 1980s that are in pristine condition. If your coin is uncirculated, with no scratches, strong luster, and crisp details, and it gets a high grade from a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth far more. For example, a 1980 D Jefferson nickel graded MS67 or higher could be worth anywhere from $100 to a few $1,000s, depending on the condition and market demand. Coins with full steps on monticello, meaning all 5 or 6 steps are clearly visible with no breaks, are even more valuable. That's because most nickels from the 1980s were not struck well enough to show those steps in full detail. But now, let's get into what you really came here for, the 1980 D Jefferson nickel that reportedly sold for or was valued at $1.5 million. While most 1980 D nickels are very common, there is one coin that stands apart from the rest. Experts believe that this particular nickel featured a combination of extremely rare characteristics, possibly a one-of-a-kind mint error, paired with a flawless condition and a perfect full steps designation. In the coin world, that's the kind of combination that turns an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Some theories suggest that the coin was struck on the wrong planchet. For example, on a copper or silver blank that was never meant for a nickel. Others believe it was a double denomination error, meaning it was struck over another coin like a penny or dime. There is also speculation that this coin could have been a test strike or experimental issue that was never supposed to leave the mint. These kinds of rare minting anomalies are so valuable because they are either completely unique or exist in extremely low numbers. Combine that rarity with a perfect mint state 70 grade and sharp full steps on monticello, and you're talking about a coin that collectors and investors will fight over. Coins like this don't appear in public auctions often. In fact, they're usually sold in private collector transactions, which is likely how this one reached its 7-figure valuation. What does this mean for you? Could you have a 1980 D Jefferson nickel in your possession that's worth hundreds, thousands, or maybe even more? It's possible. Here's what you need to look for. First, check the condition of your coin. If it looks like it just came from the mint, with no scratches, shiny luster, and sharp details, it's worth a closer look. Higher grades mean higher value. Second, flip the coin over and look closely at the steps on monticello. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. If you can clearly see 5 or 6 complete steps with no breaks, you may have what collectors call a full steps nickel. That alone can raise the value significantly. Third, look for any signs of a mint error. This includes doubling in the lettering or numbers, off-center strikes, wrong metal color or weight, or anything that looks strange or unusual. Some of the most valuable coins in the world are those with unique minting mistakes. And finally, if you think your coin might be rare, don't guess. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can give you an official grade and tell you exactly what you have. That's the only way to know for sure. Even if you don't have the $1,000,000 coin, there are still many 1980 D nickels out there that are worth far more than 5 cents. Whether you're a serious collector or just getting started, hunting for rare coins can be fun, educational, and potentially very profitable. The next time you're going through your spare change or cashing in that old coin jar, keep an eye out for a 1980 D Jefferson nickel. Look at the steps. Look at the shine. Look for the unusual. Because just maybe, one of those nickels could be the hidden treasure you've been waiting for. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin spotlight. Drop a comment below if you found a 1980 D Jefferson nickel, or if you want us to explore another year in the Jefferson series. You never know which coin could be the next $1,000,000 discovery. Until next time, happy collecting and keep checking your change. The next valuable coin could be right in your hand. Let me know if you want this adapted into a podcast script, YouTube shorts, or turned into a blog article for SEO. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and focusing on a coin that many people overlook, the Jefferson nickel. More specifically, We're talking about the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel. It may just look like an ordinary 5-cent piece to most people, but what if I told you that one of these nickels has reportedly been valued at a staggering $1.3 million? That's right. Stick around because we're unpacking the history, hidden rarities, and how this everyday coin could potentially be worth a fortune. Let's start with a little bit of background on the Jefferson nickel itself. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, or front side, and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, on the reverse. The design remained mostly unchanged until the early 2000s, which means coins minted in 1989 still carry the classic original look. Now focusing on the 1989 D specifically. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. In 1989, the Denver Mint produced over 886 million Jefferson nickels. That's a huge number. So naturally, you might think there's nothing special about this coin. But in the world of coin collecting, it's not just about how many were made. It's about the quality, errors, and rare variations. Most 1989 D. Jefferson nickels you'll find in circulation today are only worth face value, 5 cents. However, coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition, we're talking mint state coins graded MS67 or higher, can sell for significantly more. These are the coins that never made it into pockets or cash registers, and they've been carefully preserved. Even a high-grade MS66 or MS67 example can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100 depending on the market. But now let's talk about the real mystery and the excitement, the one that has collectors buzzing. A unique 1989 D. Jefferson nickel has reportedly been valued at an incredible $1.3 million. So what makes this particular coin so special? While full details remain closely guarded, it's believed that the coin contains a highly unusual mint error combined with an extraordinary grade. This could include a dramatic double die error, an incorrect planchet, or even a one-of-a-kind die clash that occurred during the striking process. Error coins are among the most sought-after collectibles in numismatics because they're often one-of-a-kind or extremely limited in number. To put it simply, when an error occurs during minting, it can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. For example, if a Jefferson nickel was struck on a dime planchet or shows significant doubling in the lettering or date, that could dramatically increase its value. Combine that with a high mint state grade, and you've got a coin that collectors would pay huge amounts to own. That it's also important to note that the value of rare coins is often influenced by the story behind them. If the coin is verified as an authentic mint error, is graded perfectly, and has the rarity to back it up, the value could skyrocket at auction. Some believe the rumored $1.3 million price tag came from a private sale or a specialized auction where bidding wars between elite collectors pushed the final price higher than anyone expected. So what does this mean for you? Could you be walking around with a valuable coin in your pocket or have one hiding in an old jar of change at home? It's possible, not guaranteed, but possible. Here are a few tips on what to look for in your 1989 D. Jefferson nickels. First, check the condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. You're looking for sharp details, no scratches, and full steps on Monticello, which is a major indicator of a well-struck coin. Second, examine the coin for errors. This includes double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, or any unusual markings that stand out. Even a slight error can boost the value dramatically. Third, consider getting your coin graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified coin is not only easier to sell, but it also gives buyers confidence in the coin's authenticity and condition. Even if you don't find the $1 million nickel, hunting for rare coins is an exciting and rewarding hobby. It sharpens your eye for detail, teaches you history, and sometimes, just sometimes, it puts you on the path to an incredible financial discovery. So whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned expert, always keep an eye on those small coins. Because as we've learned today, even a humble 5-cent piece like the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more incredible coin stories. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've come across any rare Jefferson nickels or other coins worth big money. Who knows? Your story could be featured in our next video. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next coin be the $1,000,000 discovery. Let me know if you'd like this script adapted into a shorter version or turned into a blog or voiceover-friendly format. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into the incredible story behind a coin that's probably sitting unnoticed in someone's drawer or change jar right now. We're talking about the 1996 D. Jefferson nickel, a coin you might have used hundreds of times in your life, never thinking twice. But what if I told you that one rare version of this exact coin has reportedly been valued at an unbelievable $1.2 million? Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth 5 cents could be worth over $1 million. So don't go anywhere, because in this video, we're going to explore the history of the Jefferson nickel, the significance of the 1996 D mint mark, what makes this coin so special, and how you could potentially spot one of these rare treasures in your own collection. Let's begin with a little history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the coin features a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the back. The design remained mostly unchanged for decades, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. Coins from the 1990s, including the 1996 D, still carry this original design before the redesigns of the early 2000s. The letter D in 1996, D stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. In that year, the Denver Mint struck over 590 million Jefferson nickels. That's an enormous number, so most of these coins are common and only worth face value. But in the world of coin collecting, rarity isn't just about how many were made. It's about condition, minting quality, and errors. And that's where things start to get interesting. Now, most 1996 D nickels that you find in circulation are worn, scratched, and have little to no collector value. However, a select few have been discovered in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. These coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and coins that grade at MS 67 or higher, that's mint state 67, are extremely rare. Even a high-grade 1996 D. Jefferson nickel can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. But then there's the mystery: the reported sale of a 1996 D. Jefferson nickel for $1.2 million. This raised eyebrows across the numismatic world. What could possibly make a 5-cent coin worth more than a Ferrari? While the exact coin is rarely seen in public and was believed to have been sold in a private collector-to-collector transaction, experts believe that it was a combination of two powerful factors: a rare and dramatic mint error and an extraordinary grade. That's the kind of combination that turns a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Mint errors are mistakes made during the coin production process. These could include double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, and more. For example, if a Jefferson nickel was struck on the wrong metal planchet, say a dime or foreign coin blank, that alone could make it extremely valuable. Add to that a pristine condition, possibly a perfect MS 70 grade, and you've got a coin that's not just rare, it's one of a kind. Some collectors believe this $1,000,000 nickel featured a full steps designation, meaning the steps on Monticello are fully visible with no breaks, a detail that's very hard to find on coins from this era due to weak striking. A full steps designation combined with a dramatic mint error and a top-tier grade could absolutely push the value of a coin to unbelievable heights. So what does this mean for you? It means the next time you come across a handful of change or go through an old coin jar, don't dismiss those nickels too quickly. You never know what you might be holding. That plain-looking 1996 D. Jefferson nickel could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your entire savings account. If it's the right one, here's what you should look for. First, check the condition. Coins in mint state condition, no wear, no scratches, sharp details, are much more valuable than circulated ones. Look for coins with clean surfaces, strong luster, and sharp edges. Second, inspect Monticello on the reverse side. Count the steps. If you can see 5 or 6 full steps without any breaks, you might have a full steps example, which is highly prized among collectors. Third, look for unusual characteristics. Does the coin appear double-struck? Are there extra lines or doubling on the lettering? Is the coin off center? Or does it look like it was struck on the wrong kind of metal? Any of these signs could mean a rare mint error. Finally, if you think you've found something special, don't guess. Get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and grade your coin. And if it turns out to be something rare, it could open doors to auctions, private sales, or even museum interest. The 1996 D. Jefferson nickel might be common, but one version of it is truly extraordinary. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to learn about coins, this story is a reminder that valuable treasures are sometimes hiding in plain sight. Before you toss another nickel into the vending machine, take a moment. Check the date. Check the mint mark, because you just might be holding $1 million coin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more hidden coin secrets. Leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin or want to know more about another year or mint mark. We might cover your question in our next video. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and remember, sometimes 5 cents can change your life. Let me know if you'd like this script formatted for subtitles, turned into a shorter version for TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or even adapted into blog format.